Hey everybody, Mr. Carr again. Today we're talking about 4C day one. We're going to continue writing equations of lines, but we are going to introduce some different ones. Okay, so for this one, we're going to be talking about what's called point slope form. So quick vocab on that one. Point slope form is a linear equation. Oops, linear equation that uses one point that is one point that is not a y-intercept. Yeah, that is not a y-intercept, and the slope. Okay, this is what it looks like. So kind of a little bit similar to our y equals mx plus b, but instead of that, we're going to actually do y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, m is still slope, but now we have a point on the graph, which is x1, y1. Okay, so that's all we have to do. We just go plug those numbers in from that. So for example, write an equation slope-intercept form of a line with a slope of 1/4 and a y-intercept of -1, then graph the equation. Huh. That's weird. I don't know why that's on there because we already did that. Okay, well, let's just do it because I think we got the other ones down here. Yeah, no, it's kind of goofy on that one. All right. So anyway, sorry. We'll just start with this. So we got slope, write an equation. We got slope of 1/4. So that's m, y-intercept at b is equal to a -1. So y is equal to 1/4 x minus 1. Okay, for graphing purposes, we go 0, -1. And we go up 1 to the right 4, or down 1 to the left 4. And there's my graph. So that's a quick little review of what we did that before. Okay, you try that now on your own, but we're going to talk again about so why do we bring up point slope like that? That's weird. Okay. All right. So we're going to talk about, we'll talk about point slope on the next one. It's kind of weird. Okay. So we see we're crossing here. B is equal to -3. Okay. So we know that B right there. The other thing we need is slope. Sorry, I should have looked at this a little bit clearer beforehand. So in all four of these cases, I'm going to use still slope-intercept form. We'll talk again about point slope form on the next part. Okay, so slope-intercept form. Again, we need slope and the y-intercept for this case. So for A, we have the y-intercept, but now we got to identify the slope. To do that, I just got to find one other point that it definitely crosses through. I don't want to make any estimates. I want a point that it definitely crosses through. And it doesn't matter. It can be any single point you want. I'm just going to pick the closest one. So from here, it goes up 2 to the right 1. So we're going up 2 and then to the right 1. Remember, slope is rise over run. So I'm going up 2, that's a +2. To the right 1 is a +1. There's my slope. So y equals 2x minus 3. Part B, again, my y-intercept, I identify that first. That is the 0.02. So that means b equals 2. I find one other point on here like that, and that is going down 1 to the right 2. So if I do that, down 1 is a -1 for the rise, and then to the right 2 is a +2. So I have a -1/2 for my slope. So y equals a -1/2 x plus 2. Okay, part C, here's my y-intercept. I got the 0.01, but if you look at that, I got a horizontal line. So I can't really do the slope at this point. There is no rise. So if I pick like another point here and I do that as rise over run, my rise would be like, let's see here. My rise is going from 1 - 1 over 3 - 0. So that is 0 over 3. Remember, with a 0 slope, with a horizontal line like that, y just equals to, y equals 1. Okay. Over here, I don't have a y-intercept. So I got a vertical line. You remember vertical lines, we got x equals -4 here. Let's just pick another point for the fun of it. So we got -4, 0, and -4, 2. So if I look at that, and let's, just for the fun of it, do the slope. I'm going to do the change in y, so that's going to be 2 minus 0 over -4 minus a -4. Well, that turns to a positive, so I get 2 over 0. Look at that. I can't divide by 0. That is undefined. That's not allowed. Okay, that means it's x equals -4. It's an undefined slope. That's a vertical line. X equals -4 here. All right. Now we'll come back to our point slope. So here we go. Write an equation in slope-intercept form for the line that passes through the points. So find the slope, step 1. Doesn't matter what I call it, x1, y1, x2, y2. And pause there for a second. Okay, and we're back. All right, so what I said was x1, y1, -3, -4, x2, y2 is the other point. So my slope is going to be, I'm going to take -4, -4 minus a -8 divided by -3 minus a -2. Remember, if I'm subtracting a negative, that turns that positive in both cases here. So I got -4 plus 8 is a +4. -3 plus a 2 is a -1. So my slope is a -4 overall. So if you think back to what we talked about for point slope form, looks like this. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So we just found the slope. So that's what's going to go into that location. So I'm going to kind of write that out now like this. Okay. The x and y there are just placeholders. So I'm going to have that. I'm going to put the x and y there. But the x1 and y1 are values that are on the line. It's just any point that's on the line. Thankfully, I've got 2 of them. Doesn't matter which one. Pick one. Okay. So if I do, for example, I'll do the first one there. So that'd be y. So y minus y1. So I'm going to subtract a negative. That's going to turn into a +4 here. And again, I'm going to subtract a -3. So it'll turn into a +3 here. Okay. Whoops. It's one second. I'm losing my. There we go. Slight delay there. Okay. So I get a +3, +4 because I'm taking subtraction of both of those. So I'm subtracting those to turn opposite. I also could do this one. I could do y plus 8 equals -4 times x minus a -2. So it'll be x plus 2. Okay. Both of these are fine. And you'll see why in just a second here. Now it says to write the equation in slope-intercept form. The easiest way to do this is we're just going to transform this and just solve it for y. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with, okay, we'll do it this way. So I'll start with this one. And we're going to take -4, distribute it. So y plus 4 equals a -4x minus 12. Now if I subtract 4 over to both sides, I get y equals -4x minus 16. Well, this is y equals mx plus b, right? Isn't it? Here's my m. And then this is just the one value by itself. So that's b. So that's it. Okay, so that's how I can transform something that's in point slope form into slope intercept form. I'm going to distribute the slope, and then I combine my 4 over to the other side. And just for the fun of it, I'm going to do it the other one. So y plus 8 equals -4, x plus 2. So we'll distribute that so that y plus 8 is equal to a -4x minus 8 when I multiply that out. So then I subtract 8 to both sides, and I get -4x minus 16. Hey, how about that? Love it when the math works out correctly. Okay. Let's talk some more about this, especially with writing it in with context. A local recreation center offers a yearly membership and charges an additional fee for aerobics classes, as shown in the table. Carly is interested in buying a membership. So find the slope. Remember, slope is any 2 points. Okay, so I'll call this x1, x2, y1, and y2 here. So slope here, I'm going to do is I'll do it as 290 minus 270 over 2 minus 1. Or sorry, that was 5. 5 minus 1. Okay, so 290 minus 270 is going to give me 20. 5 minus 1 is going to give me 4. Divide those out, and I get 5. Okay. Part B, write an equation that represents the total cost of the membership. So if I do the point slope idea, I've got my slope m equals 5. So we're going to do y minus, we'll do y1. Okay, y minus y1, so it'll be y minus 270. Okay, I'm just going to use this one right here. Okay, so that is equal to 5 times x minus 1. Okay, so that is that equation. It didn't ask for it, but I'm going to go ahead and just do it as point slope intercept form as well. So I'll take that and distribute it. So that's y minus 270 is equal to 5x minus 5, then add 270 over. So that y equals to 5x plus 265. All right. So Carly spent $500. How many classes did she take? Actually, that is probably helpful to have this here because that's a little bit easier to work with, I think. Okay, so I'm going to use that equation. If it's spent $500, remember that's total cost. Okay, so that is going to replace the y value here. So $500 is equal to 5x plus 265. And now we're just solving it backwards for x. Okay, so the context here is I want to find the number of classes based on spending $500. Sorry, I just will pull up my calculator here in a second. So I'm going to subtract 265 to both sides. Okay, so we got 500 minus 265 is going to give me 235. And then we can divide both sides by 5. And I get 47. So how many classes did she take? Carly took 47 aerobics classes. Aerobics classes. There's my answer with context. Okay. It didn't talk about it, but some things to kind of note. Remember, when we found the slope here, that's changing costs over changing classes. So when I got a slope of 5, if I interpret that, that is $5 per class. So that's what our slope is representing there. Look at my slope intercept form. My initial, without any aerobics, my initial yearly membership is $265 because that's that initial amount idea. So just a little bit more of the interpreting slope and y-intercept in terms of the context there. Okay, that is it for writing our equations for this part. We covered a lot today, but I think the biggest new thing would be point slope form. Remember, quick review. All we need is one point that's on the line that is not the y-intercept. Makes it a little, might as well just do slope intercept form at that point, and the slope. That's all we need for 2 ideas. That point is x1, y1, so it'll close in there. And my slope is m, so it goes there, and then x and y stay that way for our purposes. Okay, and then we practice writing our equations based on graphs and based on tables and other stuff. All right, that's it. Take care, everybody. Did it again. Little bonus content.